Alright, so this is part one of me fixing the head gasket on my 2008 Cummins. It's got 198,000 miles, and this is actually the second head gasket that's been blown. Now, before we get into this video, this is not a how-to or anything. When I get to working, I don't really get the camera out all the time and show everything, so it's not going to be a how-to. But what it is going to be is my experience as a trucking owner-operator and the things I've got to deal with and fix on my own to save money. Now, I am going to try to break down the cost of everything I have involved. So if you guys are capable of doing this on your own, you'll kind of know how much it cost me to do this. And I'll show you why I know the head gasket is blown once again on this truck. So first of all, the overflow has been pushing coolant out. I don't know if you can see on the radiator hose all the coolant that's been pushed out. It's kind of been spilled all back through here. And then when the truck is running or after it's shut off for a couple minutes, there's a lot of bubbles in the overflow. Take the radiator cap off. It's got a lot of pressure. Not right now because it hasn't been running. And I don't have any heat in the truck. So it's my indicators that the head gasket is blown on this thing. It is a 6.7. Yes, I know my oil cap is broke. There's a couple other things we're going to fix while we have this thing apart. Maybe the turbo actuator. I'm not sure if we're going to put a new turbo on it or what. But I'm going to start today. Valve cover gasket's broke on this thing. Don't know how that happened. Last time I did the crankcase filter, it wasn't like that. I did it myself, so I don't know if vibration broke it or what, but new valve cover gasket, things like that. And it wasn't leaking by any means, but this truck does already have a set of head studs in it, as you can see. We have some coolant there. That was from our vent when I tried to fill it to see if it was just low on coolant, had an air pocket, but turns out obviously the head gasket is blown. And now I've sprayed all my exhaust manifold bolts down. They've been off before. Have a little bit of surface rust. Everything does because I had just run this thing through salt, a really bad snowstorm. So there's a lot of corrosion right now. You can see like on the alternator, kind of on everything else. But we're going to start working on this thing. I'm going to start pulling valve cover gasket. We're going to get the intake off. And just kind of get things unplugged and get this process started. Get all the antifreeze drained out of it. And see where we can go. Well, we got the valve cover off, got the injector harness out, intake out, and looks like it's time to go for a walk. All right, well, day 2 of working on this thing, and by day 2 it means I'll get a couple hours to work on it. It's nap time for the kids, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get everything off the sides, maybe get the injectors and the rockers and everything off, just to have them ready, like everything to be ready to get the studs out and get the head off. So try to get a couple hours of all that done and kind of have this thing ready to pull, because I want to get this thing out and to the machine shop next week, because the following week I'll be gone all week. So if they take a look at it, and that gives me a little while to order parts. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get to it. I don't know why my other camera is not working. I talk so highly of them, and of course it doesn't want to work. So all right, well, we're making good progress. We've got most of cylinders 1, 2, 3, and I'm almost done cylinder 4. But I found something, which was this bolt, which is a bolt to hold down an injector. All right, I have all the bolts that I have taken out. This one was laying right back here in cylinder 4, right by that stud. And 4 has its bolts, so I'm guessing either 5 or 6 is missing a bolt to hold the injector in. Everything else is coming pretty easily. I keep soaking the exhaust manifold bolts as I'm working on everything. I did get 2 out. They weren't too bad, really. 2 top ones after we'll start working on the bottom, but I'm making pretty good progress. So I'll figure out where this bolt went or where it came from, but I'm making, this is only about 2 hours of work here, and I've never done one of these on my own. I've done one, but never on my own, and I'm just kind of, I've got the steps in my head, and I know as I'm working, you know, I'm soaking some things down that I'm like, I don't know if that's going to come out too good, and I'm working around it, and I keep moving. So I've had 2 uninterrupted hours, which I was starting to get worried that, like, what's going on in the house if I haven't been interrupted. But our son's apparently taking a very good nap today, so I actually need to get cleaned up here, and I'll probably pull this injector out real quick and then get cleaned up, because apparently we're going to the auction again, the horse auction. So we're not taking a trailer, and both of us are going to be there, so I guess we'll see how that goes. We don't need another horse, but we said that the last time. So I'm going to get cleaned up here for today, and that's probably going to be into part 1. I don't know how many part series this is going to make into, but I'm not going to have a whole lot of time. The rest of this weekend is supposed to rain, and then pretty busy next week. But I was trying to get this so I could get the head off next week at least, and get it up to the machine shop, but we'll see how that works. So I'm gonna pull this injector out and then kind of clean my stuff up and be done for the day.